after our starting time. I will call the May 23rd Commissioners meeting to order. First item on the agenda is public comments. Anybody? Yes.
I guess I'll start off. I've got a three-part question. You might want to take this under advisement, but the recent harassment investigation report, is that a confidential report, or is it?
Yes, it is.
It is. Who has the report copies, and how did the Carroll County reporter able to state in the newspaper article that it has merit? Where did
I don't know.
newspaper?
I don't know the answer to that.
So who has the report copies, and how did it get leaked out?
The attorney that did the report gave it to our attorney that's representing us. She sent us each a copy.
So we don't know who told the reporter.
Right.
Oh,
So only the three commissioners have a copy.
and the lawyers. So somebody told the reporter.
And the check was signed for the cost of that investigation. And it went out. That's all I can say at this time.
Well, the cost of the investigation went out. The information was not leaked out.
Don't know.
And I just find it very interesting that the newspaper was able to report issues that may have been in the confidential report in the newspaper.
We are obligated, when the report is finished, to give out the cost of the report, because it's taxpayers' money.
Well, I'm not talking about the cost. I'm talking about the items within the report.
Yeah,
You stated it was confidential.
yeah.
5 people had copies of it, but someone was able to talk to the reporter and give information.
You're making that assumption. We
Yeah,
don't know
making
that.
it, yeah.
It didn't appear to be an assumption in the newspaper.
Then I don't know.
It is not assumption, it is a fact that was in the paper.
Do you have anything else that you'd like to ask?
Not at this time.
Okay. Yes, Ed?
Will the chairman happen to know exactly how much money has been spent so far on that?
We just got a bill this morning. I haven't totaled it up.
Is it 10, 12, 7 estimate?
It will, wait till we total it up, and then we'll release it, yeah?
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Brown?
How many lawyers do we have working on this?
We have one that represents us.
But you said there was two,
There was an attorney that did the investigating report.
two attorneys. And it was also reported in the paper with the cost was $13,000.
Yeah, I read that too.
That's pretty pricey. That's our tax dollars that you're just signing away.
If we had done the internal investigation, there probably would have been more litigation. We decided that it would be better if a private attorney did it, an unbiased attorney.
You said we decided, you mean you and Commissioner Solomon.
The board decided to hire a private attorney. We had interviewed one back in January, I believe. We interviewed 2, and as a result of that, we selected one of those to do the investigation. Anybody else? Mr. Albee?
Just to help answer the selectman's question. It's not up to the Board of Commissioners to decide what gets out into the public. It's not up to the Board of Commissioners to decide whether or not this matter is kept completely private. It's up to the complainant. The employee always controls whether or not the discussion is in public or whether or not the information is leaked or given to anyone outside of the public. The commissioners can't give out that information without the okay from the employee. And there was some other letters that I saw in the paper regarding excuse me, another instance where an employee was filed a grievance and there was a settlement. And both parties, both the commissioners and the employee in that situation, elected to keep the matter private, and yet that information got out. So
Problem we have.
more of an issue with that than
Yeah.
with the current one, because it could, on the current one, the employee could very well have talked to the report.
The employee could, but if the complete report was given out, there's more than one employee.
Oh, I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
What report are you talking about now? There's more
The
than one
investigation,
entity.
the investigation. There's more than one.
You're talking about the investigation report from Swatch?
Yep.
How do you know it's more than one employee? The
You got the
investigation report
report.
is
You got the
only
report.
given to the 3 commissioners.
You got the report.
So
I
how
got
do
the
you say
report.
it is more than one employee? So you just misspoke. So the report went to employees
I'm
and more than
addressing
one
the, I'm
employees.
addressing the correction here where Mr. Albee thinks there was only one. And
No,
that could be released.
I
There was
clearly-
more than one.
I clearly asked if you're talking about a Swatch report, and you said yes, it was given, it is more than
I
one.
think you're just talking about two different things.
The
Any further
investigation report was given
not what
to
I
the
meant.
commissioners.
That's not what I meant.
And I want to say, I disagree with Mr. Albee. If we have a report, it says confidential attorney-client privilege. That cannot be released. It's not up to any employee. That is the law.
It's refreshing to be reminded of the law. But the fact of the matter is that in all employee-employee relationships, the employee drives the confidentiality issue, not the employer. I mean, that in fact is the law.
Any further comment by anybody in the public? Morning.
Nothing from you, David?
Hearing none, we will go into our regular meeting. I'm going to wait for Bob Murray to come. We have bids that come in on the bids for pellets, for our pellet furnaces. And so we'll talk about those when he comes. I believe we have 4 bids that came in. And he has looked at those and will come in with a recommendation. Do we have any reports to give?
Yeah, yes, I have 7.
So the bids came in and he opened them and he looked at those bids? That is what you're saying? They are all
Yes.
open.
Yes, they are. Permission was given for him to look at them, since he was one that put the,
You said permission was given. Who gave him permission?
I believe, I wasn't here.
So who gave him permission?
I believe Commissioner Solomon gave him permission.
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
No.
Well, that's what I had heard, but,
Yeah.
okay.
So, there we go again. And how many copies, Mr.
Anybody got any reports to give?
Yes, I
Yeah.
do. First, on Friday, the 11th of May, I visited, or I attended a meeting in Gorham, for the Veterans Center, with the idea of getting more information regarding the possibility of using part of the old building for a veterans, a homeless veterans shelter. And it was a very interesting, informative meeting. There were people there from all over the state, and people who were involved with in the state government with regard to veterans issues. There is a project going up in Plymouth, but it is permanent housing for. It is a little different than what we're looking at. It's permanent housing for veterans. I am still pursuing this investigation into this problem. And Tuesday, the 22nd, yesterday, I went to speak with Commander Larry Ayers of the Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 46, and he was delighted that I had come in to see him. He has been trying to start a project on his property, but it ran afoul of some deeding process that they have for the property that he wanted to use. And he is more than happy with the idea of having it here in Ospey, on this complex, and he will come in sometime in June to discuss this project with the board here. But he's tied up with various things for this month. On Friday, the 18th, I attended two functions representing the commission.
Is this mine?
Look at it.
I attended two functions representing the county commission. One was the Memorial Hospital
Time capsule.
the time capsule, I call it the burial, so the time capsule burial, and it went off very well. It was a lovely ceremony, and it was very interesting to learn some of the things about 100 years at Memorial Hospital. Later that afternoon, I went up to Berlin to attend the White Mountains Community College graduation ceremony, again representing the county. And we do have some interaction with that community college. I was speaking with one of the men who on the board there, and he said they still have some classes that are done in at the tech center where the Granite State School is, and so it was a very lovely ceremony. Senator Ayotte was there, and she gave a very stirring speech about graduation and what you do afterwards with your diplomas. So it was very lovely. I think that takes care of what I've done.
Do you have anything to report?
No.
Okay, as everyone knows, I was away all last week. I was representing the New Hampshire Association of Counties at a meeting in Santa Fe, New Mexico. The meeting went well. It was interesting to see what the Western Region Commissioners are looking for. They're concerned about public lands. There was a dividing line down through from North and South Dakota west, whereby the federal government owns most of the land, and one of the states is requesting that the feds give back all the land to the individual states, much like it is here in the East. Whether that materializes or not, I don't know, but it was a very strong opinion gave by a senator, I believe he was from New Mexico, that the Fed should give that land, all the public lands, back to the individual states. A lot was talked about endangered species, the use of federal lands for cattle, for agricultural purposes. There was some interesting speakers regarding how commissioners should be members of the local chambers of commerce, that we should rely heavily on the, I want to say vocational, but that's not, community colleges, because they're the backbone of small businesses. Those are two good, excellent presentations. Basically, that was it. There was a lot more things discussed. I went to the Agriculture and Agricultural and Rural Development, and they asked at the end for any comments regarding agriculture, and I said, yeah. I said, I have a comment, and I'm not on the board yet. But I asked for the floor, and I said it may be only peanuts to those people that are sitting around the table, which were a lot of agricultural people that own cattle and ranches and so forth. And I said it may only mean peanuts to some of you, but there is a serious problem with the honeybee situation. And I talked about that a little bit, and the chairman finally said, this is the first time that that's been raised at this kind of a meeting. He was from South Dakota, and that's where a lot of the migratory beekeepers are from. He said he would check into the people that he knew there, and that if I found more information to send that to him. So it may be an issue that the National Association of County Agents, County Commissioners would look into. They get heavily involved with the farm bill, with the transportation bill, and so it would be something that they will look into. So that said, I would ask if we have some minutes that we need to approve this morning.
Yep. We have the minutes of May 9, 2012.
May 9th?
Yep.
Okay.
The minutes look okay. The only thing what I see is not in it is about a $15,000. PBS put in for $15,000, but you said you called them and they accepted the rest of the money what was approved, the leftover from the $15,000.
Right.
EJA got like 7 or 8. Did you find out how much EJA?
$7,500.
So they got arrested.
$7,500 that was spent
Okay.
by EGA, and the remaining balance of $7,500 was spent by Bonapage and
Yeah,
Stone.
but they billed first for $15,000. That's correct, huh?
That's
Yes,
correct.
Okay.
And I said at the time that bill was wrong, and I had called Bonapage and Stone. They admitted that their secretary had sent it out, and that they agreed with the balance, which was $7,500.
Yeah, and Commissioner Solomon, do you have any corrections?
No,
The content?
no.
So I make a motion to approve the public minutes of May 9, 2012.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second that.
Any further discussion on the motion for the minutes of May 9th? Seeing none, all those in support of the motion say aye. Aye. I didn't hear you. Did you say you agree?
Aye, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Approved unanimously then.
Excuse me, may I ask a question
Sure.
of the clerk? Do you have in your motion book that we have approved the minutes of March 28th, April 4th, April 11th, April 25th?
Okay, give me those dates again. I'll write it down. Which dates do you have?
March 28th, April 4th, April 11th, and April 25th.
I have to go back and look for all
Because I do not believe they have ever been approved yet.
You're talking about April 25th. I see April 25th was approved here, May 2nd.
It was approved?
It was approved, yeah. So I have to go back to all your dates and see if it was approved. I think everything was approved, but with corrections. Do you mean that we have to look again at a correction and approve that again?
No, just
Well,
look
no,
to see if they've been
I just wanted to know, because
I will look after the
I
meeting.
don't have them, I don't have
At
the
those
approved
dates.
minutes in front of me.
Okay.
I've gone through
But you get a record that,
I will look, yeah, wrote it down, so I will look at it. But 25th is already approved, I just looked at it. I have non-public minutes. They are downstairs, because I think you're going to look first at it. You're not going to approve it anyway. You're going to look at those non-public minutes.
What non-public minutes do you
I
have?
have July 20, August 3rd, October 12th. We had November 16, we released that already in February 2012.
Okay, so we've got 3 non-public minutes
Yeah,
to review, to
yeah,
be
but,
released.
yeah, you're going
Okay.
to look over it. Okay.
Anything else?
No.
Okay, Will?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I just have a couple of quick things. The things we're working on right now are bigger, long-going projects, so it'll probably be kind of repetitive. We got the second time for fertilizing the blueberries. We're working on the sawdust right now. We started the other day. I'm hoping, my goal is to have it done by the end of the week, but we'll see how that goes. We had a problem that we ran out of sawdust, and the gentleman we normally buy it from, we called him up on Monday because we were getting low, and he just had it all trucked out on Friday, so he didn't have any. But he was able to give us a recommendation to somebody, called them up, they said they would give it to us for the same price the other guy, and yesterday had one of the guys trucking it in for us, so we have stockpiled to finish.
Okay. I don't see any reason why we couldn't use that mulch that we got from Madison Lumber.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, possibly.
That could be used for blueberries.
Yep. I was
And it
thinking-
wouldn't cost us anything except for hauling it.
Right.
Okay.
Yesterday spent most of the day cutting wood. I got a section of wood out there that I'd like to get finished, cut and processed and stacked, not only to give us a head start for next fall, but also want to have some more wood brought in. I want to buy some more wood and have area on the landing to put it. So we got to clean that up. Been mowing the lawns. They're out. Got one of the guys out today. Last time I reported to you, it's been a learning process with all these new lawns. Learned that it's a lot more work than originally first thought. Running into just a lot of hand work and stuff. So it's probably closer to 2 days with the crew working on it to be able to get the whole complex done.
Take it 2 days to get the whole complex?
Pretty close. I would, between that day and a half to 2 days to get it done. They can get it done. They can get most of the riding done in 1 day or just over a day. But with the push mower and such, it takes a little bit more. The whole inside of the new nursing home, the core center is what I've been calling it. All that has to be pretty much done with hand mowing. There's between the bushes and the angles of everything in there. Can't really get the riders in there. We sent out the Ford plow truck for warranty work a couple of weeks ago, actually. They just called me, and I'm going down this afternoon to pick that up. Took a little while for the work that they had to do to that. And then we fertilized, earlier this week, fertilized the garden, got that fertilizer on. I'm hoping to start rototilling it this week or next week. Probably next week, as long as it stays dry enough and get the plastic down and get planting. I'd like to be planting as soon as possible after Memorial Day. Our tomatoes and peppers that we started inside the shop are looking excellent, but now the tomatoes are getting so huge, we really need to get them outside. So, other than that,
You want to break them in easy outside under the full
Right.
sun?
Yeah, I want to harden them off a little bit before I actually plant them outside. The landscape, I'm sure everybody saw that the landscapers came in and put all this stuff in. I think they did a good job from what I can see. For the most part, they were good about cleaning up after themselves, didn't rut anything up and whatnot. So, other than that, I didn't have anything less.
Two things. One is, I appreciate your cooperation in getting the daylilies planted out in front of the nursing home. We planted somewhere around 140 daylilies, and I will bring down about 25 more.
Okay.
It represents about 60 different varieties of daylilies. The inmates, there was 4 inmates that did an excellent job. I thanked them after. Their comment was they appreciate being able to get outside to do the work rather than sitting in the cells all day long. So that went really smooth. The other comment I would make is I attended the meeting that Will gave a presentation regarding the farm over in Freedom. There must have been, I don't know, 80 to 100 people there or so. Will gave an excellent report. It was a PowerPoint presentation. He had a great reception. I think the comments after showed that, and there was an article in the paper, I don't know if you saw it. I went through all the papers I had missed last week and saw that particular article. Basically, they really appreciated what's going on at the farm, especially what Will is doing. He is enthusiastic and he is creative. I don't think they could say enough about the farm and the work that you're doing there. So I just wanted to pass that on to everybody here. He did an excellent job.
It's always nice to get good press.
Yes.
I have a question,
Go ahead. Yep.
Commissioner. You were talking about hauling the mulch instead of getting this.
Yeah, we were able to get mulch from,
I understand that. My question
Yeah.
has to do with the hauling portion.
yeah.
Is that possible? Is it possible that's what, or something that Representative McConkey could do for us?
I talked to Representative McConkey because he had said he would match my contribution, and I asked him if he would get the mulch and if he would haul it. He said he didn't have the equipment. He's got a small dump truck, and could not do that particular segment. So,
Just a question. Just
Mhm.
hoping we could get away with
yeah.
having to pay.
But it didn't cost us anything for the mulch. Was it Shakura lumber or Madison lumber?
Madison
Shakura.
lumber.
Madison?
Madison
Okay.
lumber.
The arrangement was that as long as it was being used in the county complex, they would donate it. We had to haul it, which you did. And I think that was much appreciated. And I think we could use that mulch too for the blueberries,
Yeah.
rather than having to pay for sawdust.
Yeah.
Actually, that mulch would be better for the blueberries than sawdust, because sawdust will tend to compact. Where
Right.
that mulch is pretty loose. And we'd probably need more even for the daylilies that was planted.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
I don't have anything.
Okay. Anybody else got questions of the farm? Thank you, Will.
Have a good day.
Oh, just one question, Will.
Yes, ma'am.
How's the farm day coming along?
Good. We have a meeting tomorrow at 3:30 down at the shop for the members, trying to make sure Representative Batson knows, I know he likes to try to come to them. But seems to be coming along good. Getting time on, crunch time, she's setting up. We're going to hopefully have a schedule of actual events, what's going to be taking place, educational events and things. I believe that we're going to try to finalize that tomorrow. So, but it's coming along.
Good. Thank you.
3:30 down at the shop. Yes.
Susan? Susan Leclerc is our
If you guys want.
recreation director at the nursing home. And you're going to give us a report on what happened last week?
Farm Day? Oh, I'm sorry,
On,
the car show.
Whatever you have.
The car show went very well this year. We had probably the best weather we've ever had for a car show. We had many, many residents come out and enjoy the cars. We had about 50 people show up with cars to enter in the car show. We had many volunteers there to help with everything from parking to cooking. friends participated with us this year by selling hamburgers, hot dogs, and cold